All right, Algebra 1 students, let's look at Unit 2, Lesson 22, Graphing Linear Inequalities in Two Variables, Part 2. So we're continuing our last lesson. We have 3 goals here. They're a little bit wordy, so take your time, get them written down, pause if necessary. Given a two-variable inequality that represents a situation, I can interpret points in the coordinate plane and decide if they are solutions to the inequality. So what this is saying is you have a two-variable inequality. If I give you a point, an ordered pair that's on the coordinate plane, you could tell me whether that would fall into the shaded portion or not, whether it would be a solution or not. I can find the solutions to a two-variable inequality by using the graph of a related two-variable equation. So what we can do here is the two-variable equation that relates to the inequality allows us or helps us draw the line for the graph. Then our understanding will get us the shaded portion, and that all kind of works together. I can write inequalities to describe the constraints in a situation. So this is just the idea of creating these equations and then turning them into inequalities and actually writing them based off of the information that we have. Our vocabulary is staying the same. We have inequality, so anything that has constraints that have a range of possible answers. Inequality symbols, we have our less than or equal to, greater than or equal, and then we also have the not equal symbol. Inequality in two variables, remember those are where we would get a graph with a line and then a shaded portion of the graph to show where our answers lie. All right, so here's our warm-up. We want to look at this situation of a homeowner who wants to landscape their yard and understand the constraints to create an equation for that. And then our understanding of making this equation will help us for how we can make an inequality for a similar situation or any situation. A homeowner is making plans to landscape her yard. She plans to hire professionals to install grass sod in some parts of the yard and flower beds in other parts. Grass sod costs $2 per square foot. Flower beds cost $12 per square foot. Her budget is $3,000. So what we're going to do is we're going to write an equation that represents the square feet in grass sod, X. So we want to use the $2 and the X to create part of our equation. And square feet of flower beds, Y. So we're going to use the $12 with the Y also in the equation that she can afford with her entire budget. Because it says entire budget, this is going to be an equation, not an inequality. So we're going to use equals our budget. So once you have that, what I'd like you to do is sketch your graph and explain the understanding of how that line came about. If you need to, you could use some graphing technology, but hopefully you have some tools to graph it and just draw it without that. All right, bring that to class tomorrow. That equation and your graph will start our discussion. Thank you.